Hi everyone and welcome back. It's been one of those days. So it's about 2:30 now. I just got up and got dressed. I threw my hair up. I'm not quite sure. I thought I was going for a messy butt, but I think maybe because I have too much hair, like it turned into like a bundt cake or like put a cronut on the top of my head. I'm not quite sure what's going on up there. But I don't know. I think maybe it's kind of cute. I don't know if it's stable, but I really don't want to put pins in it because I feel like if I put pins in it, then I'm like proud of it. I'm not quite sure what's going on the top of my head. Anyways, let me know what you think about a donut on my head. Anyways, yeah, so it's just been one of those days where I've been in a lot of pain. I didn't sleep well. I wasn't feeling good. I didn't have motivation. Like that kind of all piled up into one like stay in bed emotion. And literally I think I just got up at 2:30 because it's too hot to sleep. Honestly, it's 82 in my house. And I'm just dying, so I think I got motivated to like get up and decide whether or not to like close the doors and close the windows and turn on the air conditioning or go out. But yeah, so anyways, that's kind of like sad and disappointing for me to have those days, because I don't know, they like take up your whole day. And oh yeah, in a previous video I said I feel like I'm sleeping my life away, or I said I feel like while I'm sleeping my life's slipping away. And what I meant by that is that I feel like I'm sleeping my life away. It kind of like I was just talking and it blabbered out like normal, and then later someone was watching it and it was like confused, and I was like, oh, that's not what it really meant. What it meant is that sometimes I feel like I sleep my life away. That like, yay, I went to bed at 10 and I woke up at 2:30, so in 7.5 hours I'll go back to bed. Like my day is 7.5 hours long. So it's not a fun feeling to feel like you're sleeping your life away. And I don't quite know how many other people feel that way. I think that has to do with me as a person, specifically how I feel about things. Like I've said before, I'm not quite a person who's like, oh yes, I'm ill, I'm doing the ill thing, I'm getting better, I'm going to doctor's appointments. I kind of need the big picture. I think life would move faster as far as recovery goes if I was like so focused on being a patient. And I think some other people are much better at focusing on being a patient. I just am not. I'm like, no, where's the rest of my life? And it's like I can't really engage in the rest of my life quite well, but I really need it to be there, even if I'm not engaging in it or I'm floundering at engaging in it. I don't know if that makes sense. I have a bit of a sore throat, but I think that's because the fan ran during the night. You didn't need to know that. Yeah, I guess I'm kind of sitting here trying to decide what I'm going to do with my 7-hour day, because I do already have things that I have to do. Like my parents are on vacation so I need to go and water their house, and yeah, so I need to go water their house, which is a big project. And like not the lawn and stuff, like but the little potted plants. I need to go water their potted plants, so I need to go do that. So I need to like save energy for that. So I kind of am like, okay, how much energy do I have? And yeah, and I think this is something I'll talk about later on this channel page blog thing. Still not quite sure exactly what mediums I will and will not use. I wish there was an iPhone thing, like, I don't know, iPage or iSocial, and it could be like, you upload photos, videos, and text messages. I don't know. Make my life easier. No. Facebook's great. YouTube's great. But something that I struggle with is food. So I really struggle with food. Yeah. Let's put it that way. I really struggle with food. I don't have a great view of food. Yeah. I'm kind of obsessed with the number on the scale. I've always been that way, because I'm gonna put this away. So like, I used to weigh 80 pounds more than I do, and I lost it in an unhealthy manner, and then I put it back on and lost it in a healthy manner. And so food is a bit of a like confusing thing for me, also because like food is love and love is food, and if you like someone you make them a meal. Like, I'm very much that person. And then I'm also the type of person who like puts on muscle really easily. Like, I've been super fit and I've been like not. I've also been really I've been 20 pounds lighter than I am now, and sorry, I have like a chapped lip. I've been 20 pounds lighter than I am now, but I wasn't fit, so I was a really small number on the scale. So yeah, so that's just like a thing that is hard for me, especially since I've started walking. And the more energy you like use in the day, the more food you need to eat. So like, when I sleep all day, I'm not all that hungry. However, it's been explained to me that my body then goes into starvation mode. So keeping healthy food on hand that I can like eat and stay balanced even if I'm sleeping the majority of my day, that's kind of a hard beast, and sometimes I'll like put on a little weight and then take it off. However, on a really bad day, if I don't have energy to go out of the house, I'm like, oh well, then I'll just not eat because I don't want the number on the scale to go up. And especially with working out recently, not working, well, I say working out and that means walking or biking, but it's still working out, and getting more exercise recently. Yeah, I don't know, I'm just eating a little bit more food, which is good. I'm not eating like tons of food. Anyways, this is turning into an eating video. Basically to say I'm putting on muscle, which is good and healthy, and I'm feeling stronger and I have more energy. But the little number on the scale has gone up over the past couple weeks, and that's hard for me. So that's kind of like hard for me too, and kind of puts a depressive cloud on an already depressively cloudy day that I wake up with. So yeah, so like on a day like this, I'm like, oh great. I woke up with a lot of pain, which is why I was in bed. I couldn't sleep well, which almost never happens. I know that a lot of people can struggle with actually sleeping, like getting to sleep. I don't struggle with getting to sleep. I struggle with falling asleep or having good sleep because I have chronic nightmares from my PTSD. So I don't get good sleep, so I'm never rested. So last night was weird and rare because I struggle with falling asleep. But if you struggle with falling asleep, leave a comment, let me know, because I know it can be a lot more common for other people, but I'm not really familiar with that feeling. Yeah, so anyways, I struggled to fall asleep, and then so I was more tired, and then I had a lot of pain. So it was kind of like how to find the right position to sleep. And yeah, and unfortunately, like a couple weeks ago, I tweaked out my neck. So like, it's kind of been a battle of my, anyways, I get pain throughout my rib cage and musculoskeletal area. It's been kind of a battle of like making that happy with my neck. So, you know, it's like, oh, no part of me is ever happy. But this pain affects my breathing, so I just kind of like sacrifice the neck. Anyways, so, you know, it's just battle, and then it gets hot, and you're literally too tired to get out of bed and close all the windows and set up the air conditioning. So at least that's what I was, and now I've woken up. You know, I woke up, stepped on the scale, like I do every morning. I kind of do it every morning or every couple mornings, and I know people say that's not great. For me, it's good because I have gone through points in my life where I don't step on the scale for a week and I've put on 10 pounds because I'm really depressed and I'm not aware of the fact that I am just eating my feelings, and that's not a healthy thing to do. Especially because I'm not doing it with salad. It's not like we've put on 10 pounds with salad and exercise. No, we've put on 10 pounds with donuts. So I step on it every day, and I don't actually really get all that panicked about it. I'm just kind of upset today because it's like, I don't know, it kind of hit me today that like a month ago I was 5 pounds less. And I've had a lot of really stressful things happen, and I have eaten my feelings, but I've also started working out, so I'm not quite sure what it is. Yeah, but I try to, you know, go off the clothing basis and the pant basis, and, you know, not freak out too much, but it kind of hit me today, that's all. So that's pretty much it. And also, like, you know, when you cross, like, I don't know, it's not a decade, but when you cross a tens, like, if you're in, like, I don't know, you're at the tens and then you're in the 20s, or you're in the, like, 20s and you're in the 30s, like, anyways, in my case, it's the 30s. It was 137 to 142 over the past month, and, like, that is really weird because it's the numbers that are freaking you out. So, like, it's like, oh my god, I'm in the 40s. Like, the 40s are like, you know, 40 is from 140 to 149, which is a huge difference. And then you're in the 50s. And, like, it's a scary feeling having, like, been really much larger than I am, having lost weight unhealthily because of emotions, having put on weight through depression rapidly. It's kind of this beast, like, it's kind of like a wheel rolling down a hill. I'm always terrified that the wheel is just going to start going down the hill. It's just going to go, go, go. So I do kind of freak out about the little movements, and my doctor says it's fine, and my therapist says it's fine, and my mom says I look good, and oh, have I lost weight? And I'm like, no, I've gained weight. What's wrong with you, human? So I do think it's the working out. But anyways, this ramble is a good ramble. It's really how I'm feeling. It's kind of like a weight, as I said, on my whole day. So, like, you have the pain, and then I'm upset that I only have a 7-hour day, and now I'm kind of upset about the scale, and I'm confused, and, like, I'm like, do I go on a walk? Do I eat food? Like, these are actual anxieties I have. I'm literally sitting around thinking, how much food do I eat today? Do I eat my normal amount? Do I eat less? Do I eat this? Do I eat that? And I'm so upset, honestly. And there's this really great, like, donut shop where in the town where my parents live that, like, is, like, good. They make good donuts. And then also, like, it's the one we went to as children, so it's like, well, I was like middle. There was a different one we went to when we were little children, but, like, you know, a Sunday donut, and those kind of feelings are very comforting. They remind me of being at church on Sunday. They remind me of my family, of my parents. Like, you go in, and, like, they're one of the only donut shops that makes my mother's favorite donut, and, like, you know, you just, like, you see them and you're like, oh, that's my friend so-and-so's favorite, or there's, like, something about it that's, like, really nice and comforting. Not even just eating the donut, just being in the donut shop. But let's be honest, you can't go to the donut shop without buying the donut. You can't just be in here like, I'm just, like, having a therapeutic moment looking at your donuts. I'm not actually gonna buy anything. Like, they're gonna, like, think you're really weird. They're just gonna, which, yeah. Anyways, and then you're gonna eat the donut. I wish you could go in and just stare at the donuts like a museum, but you can't. You gotta eat one. Yeah, if you enter, it's kind of rude not to buy one. So, or maybe that's just what I tell myself, so I can get one. And then I'm going to their town anyways, and I normally walk around their old town, like their main street, their old town. So yeah, that's like a big temptation. It's like, well, maybe I just shouldn't like eat the yogurt and banana in my fridge. Maybe I should just like, you know, go get a donut to make me feel better. It's all about feeling better. So yeah, I'm kind of like, what do I do today? I'm like flopping around. I'm not even kind of sure what I'm supposed to do today, because I'm like just trying to figure out what to eat, and it's causing me so much anxiety, and it's a lot of like, so I don't know. I thought I'd talk about it, not to talk about food or weight loss or that part of my life, but more about like, it can be hard when you're not feeling well, and there's all these different factors, and you're thinking about things that normally, I didn't want to say normal people, that's not what I was trying to say. I was saying that normally you would not think about. I try to, like, everyone's a person, like, there can often be like normal feelings, like, I'm not normal. Well, okay, yeah, no, you're not in the like majority quarter, but you're certainly not alone. That's something I've learned, is that like, I often don't feel normal, and I think that comes from two different places. And that comes from, one, I'm looking around everywhere being like, I'm not normal. And one of the biggest things, and I'm hoping through this video series to kind of create a community, or at least bring attention to a community that exists. We're out there, beware. No, you're not alone in your struggles. People just don't talk about it because it's really hard to talk about. It's taking me a long time to talk about it, even with therapists, what I've been through. It took me years to even go to therapy. Another subject I'll talk about later, not going to therapy caused a lot of pain in my life. I didn't even know like that really therapy was there, or that like I even had PTSD or panic attacks or anxiety. Like, these words weren't in my vocabulary. They just weren't a part of me. And I personally believe that lack of attention did destroy one of the most significant relationships in my life. And that's not to say that, like, you know, you never love again, or that it wouldn't have worked out anyways, but there's a huge factor of lack of attention to my health that factored into that relationship. So, anyways, all that being said, it's like this, anyways, you don't feel normal, you don't know where to go for help, it gets very confusing. I didn't feel normal then. I felt like a nut bar. I felt crazy. I was like, there's something wrong with me, which is the second part. This isn't who I've always been. I was very different in high school. I was very different when I started college. Yeah, this is not who I've always been, and definitely not with the physical illness. Like, I'm gonna sneeze. Definitely not with the physical illness. Like, I don't know what my mother did. Like, I don't know what she did, but like, we never got ill. Like, I remember being in high school and like people would get ill or like get the flu. And one time I got the flu, and it was like, wow, I haven't had the flu since I was like 9 years old. Like, this is so weird. My mother kept us healthy. So yeah, I don't know. So I just don't feel like me. I don't feel normal. I don't feel like I'm in my own skin. I don't feel, yeah. I don't feel like I'm me, which I'll just mention one little thing here, and I'll do a whole video about this at some other point. That feeling of not feeling like you can be consuming and it can be very hard to deal with, and it can come out in different ways. I do not cut myself. I don't use instruments or blades or anything like that. I know there's people out there who do suffer from that. I don't. Luckily, I am I want to say blessed, but I don't want people who suffer it to feel like they're cursed. You know, I'm not quite sure what the word is to use. But what I do is pick on my skin. And sometimes, like my face, my poor little face is like, I really don't have that bad of acne. I have deep cystic acne, which you can't see, you can only feel. So, all of this I like do through absent-mindedness, just like anxiety, especially in the car. Like driving is really hard for me with traffic and stuff. So I kind of do this like without like thinking about it. That's what I'd say. The deep cystic acne, I try to get treated. Sometimes I'll attack it myself just because I get sick and tired of the feeling of it being inside me, which leads me to my arms and my legs, which is what is in the same category as cutting. While I don't do that, it's the same, it's kind of a two-part feeling, at least that's been, I've only been given 2 parts in, like told about 2 parts, so maybe there's more parts, I don't know. But one is the feeling of pain to distract from emotional pain. And I'm never quite sure how to wrap my head around that, because like, you don't ever go like, ooh, I know this will cause me pain, I'm going to do it. So, but I'm assuming there's a pain factor there. I take their word for it because it is painful, and why do I do it to myself if it's painful? So there must be a reason for that. And secondly, it's part of, for me, it's a lot of the, I don't feel like me. I'm not me. This isn't who I've always been. And so I pick nothing, and I pick holes in my skin. So, because I don't feel like me, I feel like there's something inside of me that's not me. Not like meth bugs, okay? Not like that. It's like you don't feel clean. You don't feel like you. There's something wrong with you. It's inside. It's in your head. The pain is inside my body, my chronic illness. I can't fix it. I can't change it. No one can fix it. No, I just have to deal with it. So like any bump or imperfection, or sometimes not even that, like just scratching will, you know, create something, is soothing until afterwards, and afterwards it's not soothing, and afterwards it's not fun, and it's regretting, and that just puts another layer on. And I think that's something that people don't understand, is that you have all these layers that we've talked about, and then you do something to cope. But if it's not a good coping mechanism, like for me, food's not a great coping mechanism, it puts another weight up there. And the picking, like, I'll do another video and show you my legs, but it puts a huge weight on top. It puts the, oh my gosh, who am I? What am I doing to myself? Why am I so abnormal? Why am I ugly? You know, you've damaged your skin. Oh my gosh, am I gonna scar? Am I gonna live with this forever? Like, my goal is to get better and move forward in my life. Like, oh, what if I have these scars that like constantly remind me when I'm 47 years old that I once was in a really horrible place in my life? Like, it brings a lot of anxiety, which just makes you want to pick more. So it's kind of a beast. So that's where food gets involved, for me at least. It's like, I don't want to feel like this anymore. I'm going to have a donut and take a walk. So anyways, I'll talk about that more. If any of this has resonated with you, please comment. Let me know. Let me know if you want me to do a video more about food, if you want me to do a video more about the picking, body image, anything. Like, if it resonates with you and you kind of want to know my thoughts, not because I'm a wise expert, but because I have decided and dedicated myself to being open no matter what, with you. If there's something that you are struggling with that you'd like to hear someone else say, I struggle with that too, here's what I feel. If you want to have a connection, I think connections are really important to healing. Like, they always encourage socializing. It's connections. So anyways, let me know. I don't think I'm gonna get any cleaning done today. I think that's what I've decided throughout the length of this really long video, is that I think maybe I'll like wash dishes and clean on my kitchen and do kind of more in-depth daily things. Dailies, I'll do them a little bit more intensely, but that's about it. So there's a cat. We're gonna say goodbye. Aw. Aw. We don't say goodbye. It's over there. Bye. Bye bye.